So Shy got an Andrew. Oh, Cold Axe takes a fair bit of damage, and Poyo gets in with the baseball bat. We haven't seen the baseball bat come out too much.
It's out of the park.
It's very interesting that the main strength of the baseball bat isn't actually the left click like it was with the Typhoon Blade. It's not the quick attacks, it's the big slam home run hit. Very, very strong. Cold taking the lead right now. Oh, again, so that kill Stole, and Bylock's still getting one. Probably one of the better teams in this lobby at this point. I can't even do the math how many. So what? We have like, so what? We have 26 right now, so we still get 15 more kills. Am I doing that math right? That sounds wrong. 15, okay. 15 of the next 19 in the end game. So Cole's gonna rotate from the backside. It's gonna be a team battle now, right? Surely gonna have to stand on walls to get this many. Poyo takes the wall, gets the top edit. Peterbot takes out Caribbean. This is Day's team. This is Day. It's an FNCS winner. Day. He has to go up. Poyo gets hit hard as well, so the players start to put back some fire here. Poyo has to fight for his life not to get dropped down here. Poyo manages to get out. Cole beams someone on the front side. Bro, it's hard to... All three of them are playing like solos, man. Peterbot knows there's a full trio inside the box. A bit too scared to try to drop down and make the play on a full trio. 200 to 0. Dude, 4 bullets is what it takes, man. Like, this gun, people need to start respecting the suppressed pistol, dude. That player just went from 200 to 0 instantly. Cannot react to that much damage that quickly. It is insane. Unfortunately, Poyo's falling behind now, though. 8 eliminations to Cold and Peterbot. 11. He's got a knock. It should be 12 now. Oh, Cold drops down. Beautiful piece. So nice. Got the Cold, takes the lead. Looks like we might have a Cold versus Peterbot race here. Only issue with the pistol is exactly that. The ammo capacity. Pistol, he runs out of all the ammo in the pistol with the pump shot and almost gets caught off guard. Luckily recovers. Player very luckily missed their shots. Panicked a little bit. Otherwise, that could have been the end of Peterbot's run here. We're trying to get some of these kills there. Everyone's fighting each other. Everyone's scrambling. Gold piece. Surely we're going to have a tight kill race. Come on. Oh, I clicked off the wrong time. Cole just absolutely bodied someone. Sorry. He now trying to play on Cole to try and take these split angles. Drops in the chug jug. Kill grenade as well. Very quick healing. Cole drops down. Poyo's on the other wall. You can see Poyo on one side. Poyo's on one side. Cole's on the other. Playing off each other beautifully. Still room for Poyo to come back in this one. Cole jumps in though. Peterbot steals that one. Out from under Cole's nose. Takes the lead. 13, 12, 10. All three players on double digits though. Jeez. Poyo's the one on low ground though. Poyo trying to catch up here. Trying to make something happen. Hits them so hard. Gets one. Gets two. No, Peterbot took one of those. Never mind. He gets the assist from Poyo. And right now I think... I don't know who's going to win it actually. Pete or Cole could win it. Is it one whole trio left? It's a whole trio and it's Day. Day, Caliper, and Maribi. Best team in this lobby from the start. One corrupt best fight. Let's see what they can do. Cole drops down. One deal. Cole gets one. Cole wins it. Cole wins it in the last fight. 15, 14, 12. My God. 41 kill win against FNCS semi-final teams. Jeez.
Make your next meal Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Right now, get a crispy chicken sandwich, regular or pepper jack, for just $3.99. Feeding the crew? Grab an 8-piece bone-in fried chicken for only $9.99. And don't forget to dip it in Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken sauce. Short on time? Order ahead with the Quick Rewards app and make it fast. Stop in today for your No Ordinary Chicken. Crunch outside, tender inside. Only at Quick Trip.
All right, we're doing it from the... Wait, we're doing it from the train as well? Pete dropped a new world record game. Better than Poyo's, I will say. We did manage to outpoint Poyo. We're doing it from the train, but we're doing it the way Pete does it in trios. So, when we watch Poyo's game this season, he landed straight on the train and fought it instantly. Pete lands on the house ahead of the train near Crime City and gets a bit of loot up before then going for the train. I'm guessing he goes to the train. So yeah, if you guys didn't see, this is a 36 kill win from Peterbot. He ties it with the world record with Flixie. Technically the North American record now as well. I know, something new to my channel, watching Peterbot in replay. But it's a new season. Poyo had a very unique playstyle. I want to see if Pete's solo playstyle has changed at all. I was actually in a call with him while he was doing this as well, and he did not sound very locked in, so we'll see. So he loots this house. Now he goes to the train. Yes, so he loots the house, and then his timing is perfect to cut off the train. Wait a second. This might actually be better than Poyo. Because Poyo's spot landing straight on the train is very RNG. Now this guy started the train for him. He gets to get on. Oh, replays is so buggy with the train. Pete jumps on, has the gray pump, puts him down. And now this guy's done all the work. He started the train. He stopped the train. He's done all the thermite. Now Pete gets to just waltz in and get the free loot. Are you kidding me? Including the mythic pump shotgun. Okay. Well, very, very efficient start here for Peterbot. That does curb a lot of the RNG though, because like if you land straight on the train, you don't get a good weapon to start, or someone else lands on you, there's very little you can do. But landing over here, getting the loot from this building, and then rotating through the train just gives you so much more control. This is good. This is a very, very good start. And with this now, you'll get the extra loot from the trains to be able to go either to Crime City, Black Market, or he can go straight for the Magic Monsters Black Market and get the collateral assault rifle. I actually don't know which one he's going to go for. This was the tournament, the minigun in the game. We do have the new mythics in here. We have the minigun and the drum gun. But I don't believe the minigun is worth running in solos. Trios, yes. Solos, no. So we'll see. Okay, he's running the purple collateral over a green burst. Now it's gold collateral. Yeah, this loot definitely makes sense. This is the kind of loot you should have 3 minutes into a video game with one elimination. Like, dude, what? He literally has endgame loadout. This is it. He could just go farm 555 and sit in the code and he's set. He's just done for the game, man. Like, what am I looking at? I'm talking about he might go to the black market, he might do this. He doesn't need to do anything. He's done. At this point, if you were a placement warrior, if you were a smart player trying to go for the win, I would go to the black market at Magic Mosses, get a couple splashes, get out, and that's it. I would then just go sit in the cone. But we know Pete's not going to do that. We know he doesn't do that. First fight, Swag's down. We've got another play over here as well. Pete kicking off, making it obvious in the first two fights. Instantly locking on the players. Pretty sure you just saw the visual audio of where they were, but TikTok's going to convince you otherwise. Damn, locked in Swezzy. Locked in the box right now. Pete can't take the wall though, but he has every other wall, so it doesn't matter. 3 inlets straight off the rib. Good pacing so far. And now he's 555. He's now 555, bro. Didn't even farm any of his own mats. Oh my gosh. We've got 3 more teams inside Crime City. So it looks like we are going into Crime City for this one. He's just waiting to get some more elims though. Players above him. Pete was going to key the player on low ground. I don't think he realized there was a player up above because visual audio had 2 players already in the building. The code over the top. Build. Oh my lordy. Okay, wait. We're in for an absolute banger. We've watched a lot of Peterbot gameplay. Let's be real. You're still here watching it, so I know you're not complaining about it. But damn, we're actually already cooking with these fights. For some reason, replay mode is not super laggy. How do I talk? Window piece, nice. Gets him on top of the stair as well. Even better than getting them under the stair. On top of the stair, literally nowhere to go. Get the wall, top of the stair. Full piece control with only 2 pieces, basically. And the vault isn't even open. We're now going to get the extra loot out of the Crime City vault now. So we have, what, 4 kill bits, maximum gold, literally everything. I actually don't know what the plan is here now. Maybe, yeah, go to Magic Monsters and buy splashes, or just, what are we going to spend them on? We're not going to want the Mythic Outlaw Shotgun for the black market. We've already got the Mythic Pump. There's no Mammoths anymore. What, like, genuinely, what do we want this vault for? What are we gaining from this? I guess a baseball bat, maybe? We can't buy a baseball bat anyway. It might not even be worth getting. Like, I guess the gold is just the insurance. You just have the backup now. Yeah, he's not even going to get the gold. He's literally going to leave the entire vault of gold because it's time wasted. He's so rich. He'd be wasting time to farm the gold inside the vault. Nice. Opening the chest because he's got the boon that gives him the gold effect. Is that what just happened? Nice. Okay. I was like, why is he opening a food crate here? Wow. He really does have this rotate on lock. He's now opened another crate to keep the gold splash effect going because he picked up the boon that every time he opens a container, he gets the gold effect. This is insanity. He's got 5 elims, basically a perfect loadout, and getting gold is wasting time. He also just ran straight past someone who is now taking shots at him in the back. All right, how quickly do we regret this decision? Oh, instantly. We instantly regret this decision, that's all. Hope he did not hit the beam he wanted. and is now trying to run. Dude, why shoot then? If you're going to instantly fold under zero pressure, why shoot in the first place? What do you think was going to happen? Oh, nice. The guy goes to the wall window piece. Wait a second. He's getting back here. Place it on high ground. Can Pete take it? High wall, window cone. Oh my god. Actual full piece except for the one wall, but I think this guy now realizes unfortunate position to put himself in. Double piece out the side, drops down. Doesn't have this side wall, doesn't even need to try and take it here. Player just steps out. Unfortunately, yeah, just too much pressure. Motion MV. I respect the attempt, but yeah, after we got that first side window cone, you just know it's over. Like, once you get pieced up like that above someone, it's really not looking good. It's just, you get intimidated, man. Like, the intimidation factor kicks in. Oh, 18 Peterbot went down the lobby. Watching the fake Peterbot here. 56 alive, 6 elims, so 30 of the next 55. All right, so we're a little bit quiet during the mid game. Not super crazy, but that end game is going to be absolutely disgusting. Jeez. Rotating zones about to be a movie. We have Porbot, we have a fan. 100x Porbot 1. He doesn't see him. Wow, I actually feel like he could have genuinely... I mean, we have replay mode, but I feel like he genuinely could have visually seen that guy. Maybe not. Trying to not make it obvious there. Has he had a chance to run a baseball bat yet? He's choosing to run the gauntlets, or has he not found a baseball bat from the train, motor to Prime City, and 6 elims? I wasn't actually looking after the base bat. He chose to leave it behind. That's crazy. He hasn't found one yet. I don't think he has. Yeah, that's saying he hasn't. Okay. Wow. So we go. So our rotate right now is Crime City, land here, into Crime City, key over here, and then straight to Brutal Boxcar. Shot in the back. Into the back. Plays in the bush. Oh no. Oh no, I think he's figured it out. He's looking at the cone. He sees the cone hasn't been edited. So there's only one player. There's only one consistent player can be. And it's inside the bush. Oh, and he's boxing up in wood on one layer. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh. Hey, baseball bat, though. Thank you for your sacrifice, sir. Now we can pick up the pace a little bit. We can stop walking around the map. Very nice. All right, now we're going to verse Yo, Yuduki, and Hakeem. Let's see who survives longer. I'm putting on Yo, Yuduki to survive longer right now. So far, looking good. But Hakeem on the low ground. Got the baseball bat out. I don't know why all the baseball out there. I don't think Pete uses it too much in his mid-game fights. Might just be the extra speed bonus. He's in the bush somewhere, drops down, gets the cone through, edits out the side. Player breaks the build somehow. I'm not actually sure what happened there. He does have the medallion as well right now. He is carrying it. These players will see him come and he will headbutt them back. Pretty niche use. I haven't seen too many of the pros actually rely on this medallion with the headbutt effect. But it can be nice if you're rushing straight into a box to throw them off guard. If you're going for more of a 50-50 play. He tops himself up with a splash. Just make sure he's 100-100. He's got gold splash and medallion. Full speed boost, piecing through this fight. And Hakeem is honestly putting up a good fight, surviving this long. Peterbot respecting enough to go for the center window edit rather than the wide edit where he could have got the shot through there. So he's trying to close this fight out without taking a lot of damage. He does have a few splashes left. Shots coming out. He could lose the kill if he gets third party. Gets out again. And gets the pump off. Wait a second. He whiffs the pump again. Homie's got plot armor. I've never seen Pete miss so many pump shots on one player or take that long to take someone down. Now we're on the back foot with it. Wait. We step up onto the edits on 100 health without popping any meds. So one-pumpable. But we still step up on the wall knowing we have the edits. The supreme confidence a lot of pros talk about that Pete has. Almost like past confidence, like arrogance at this point. To just know the player's not going to shoot you back. But there's those kind of players that take you going from getting 20 bombs to 30 and 40 bombs. You kind of have to risk it. Oh, got someone inside the bird to go. Ooh, playing the low ground layers. Going from a little bit further back. Pete playing some further layers on this guy. Relies on the collateral. So at the start of the season, Pete was preferring the burst rifle while W keying. And then obviously the mammoth kind of messed things up a bit. Now we're running the collateral. Truly, purely the collateral though. This is Pete's W keying weapon of choice, I've noticed. Takes it at usually a purple rarity or above over the other ARs, even at legendary. So unless we're playing trios. In trios, it seems Pete likes to run the hollow twister. Ooh, okay, we got a Twitch streamer. We got a TTV, by the way. Yo, Yuduki still alive, by the way. My prediction holding up well right now. Nice. Pete crouching behind the hill before he gives off the visual audio cues by sprinting with the baseball bat. Tries to build some boxes on low ground. Does actually. Good defensive building from this player. Now he's going to try and play off these angles, try and get a right-hand piece here. One thing this player is not doing now, once you got this many boxes, at this point, if you're versing someone like Peterbot, let's be real, you're probably going to die. But if you want to put up a better attempt, once you have 3 to 4 boxes, anything past that is wasted time. You need to start going for counter damage. He needs to try to go for a quick edit here and try and pump Peter to push him off so he can pop his meds. You can't just keep expanding. Extra space at a certain point doesn't do you anything. You have to go for an edit here. Like right now, that's his flaw. He needs to try and go for an edit pump and catch him off guard. Once you build enough boxes to make the pro overextend or the player get aggressive and over-aggress, because they think you're just going to keep building, then you need to pull out an aggressive edit pump. You need to get some counter damage, otherwise they're just going to keep pushing you. So creating space is big, but at a certain point, there's just creating more space doesn't help you anymore. They're just running over the top of it. Demo on the high ground now. Pete gets chopped down, and now he's stuck in a bit of a third-party position. The player gets out. I could be wrong here. The player wasted so much time. Pete has to find another target. And he's killed that target really quickly, though. So Pete is going to be jumping straight back on over the original target. Oh, never mind. We're getting keyed by someone else. Never mind. Apparently the strategy of versing Peterbot is just box up, waste enough time so he forgets you exist. Ooh, wait for him to push someone else and then take full damage. Wait a second. Maybe the gold splash medallion combined a little bit too fast for Pete. It does mess up all your build and edit timings. I'm surprised some of the pros hold up as well as they do. Whoa, the edit on the stair to get the right hand to spray the wall so the player can't edit pump straight away. Pete heating up. At this point, this is about halfway through the tournament. Pete did sleep through the whole start of the tournament, by the way. This is when Poyo announced that Pete was switching jobs to land on click. So this is the tournament where he actually slept until about half an hour into the solo cash cup. So my man was playing on absolutely zero warm-up. This is a few games in, though. Oh, Pete jumps through the wall, gets the wall over the top, and gets him on top of the stair again. Going for the wall reset to bait the shot out. This player actually doing a good job right now of holding off Pete. He's trying to go for the phase in. Getting a little bit desperate now. This player's putting up a good fight. Pete's getting impatient. Gets the one shot to bleed through, though. Picks it up. All right, the other player ended up surviving. He got out of there. And now he's hiding in a building. He knows he's got to hide inside a building to avoid Peterbot going forward. All right, 11 Elans, 25 to go. All right, I'm going to drop the meds, hits for the heal grenade. 1 mini, 2 heal grenades. So our meds are actually not too hot right now. If someone cracks this for 100, we're only going to be able to get up to a maximum of 125 here to finish that fight out. So we'll see. Wait, where's this player? This player's not even on replays. Wait, what? This guy's a ghost. I can't even see him on replay. He's fighting a ghost. Who is this? I don't even know who we're fighting right now. It's a replay glitch. I didn't even see this guy. Pete sees him, though. Okay. We've taken down a ghost. All right, we're dropping down the launch pad. 2 players here on the 8. We've got 1x Marks and Jack. I think, unfortunately, Jack is now going to lead Mark to getting caught. And, yep, Jack's going to go down nice and quick. And Mark was otherwise hidden. Pete was about to launch pad away until he heard the builds. Oh, but he's gone, though. He's out. Marks is running. Run, son. Wait, visuals? Okay, no, not the real visuals. I don't see. Wait, real visuals? Wait, is that the real visuals? I have a feeling it might be. Let's see here. Let's see how he plays. Let's see if Pete has to find it with the real visuals. I don't think so. Visuals got some fans, though, but not. Or some in the wood taking shots in the back. Maybe. All right, 1x Marks goes down. Pete now knows he's there. Let's find out if there's visuals or not. Let's base it off how good of a fight he puts up against Pete. Nah, I don't think that's visuals. We're still building in wood. Unless he switches to brick or metal here, it's not visuals. Nah, it's not visuals. Ooh, switches to brick. I still don't think so, though. Nah. Visuals not just editing, running out in the open. Gets a good pump shot, though. Puts up the best fight so far as damage done. Pete actually has to stop and pop some meds for him. Visuals got bands like that, man. Trying to back up here and disengage and run away. Putting builds up in between him. Still putting up a decent fight either way. Dips back. Doesn't block off his head, though. Doesn't get a high wall up either. Nah, not visuals. Pete comes through, gets his 15th elim of the game. So we get 11 of the next 33. No, wait, sorry. 20. No, sorry, I was saying 21 of the next 33. Jeez. Very ridiculous pacing here to close out this game. Oh, my lordy. All right. Double mythic. Mythic collateral. Mythic pump. Pretty much the best W King loadout right now. the best. I mean, some people like the new Mythic Drum Gun. I probably wouldn't recommend it if you're playing this aggressive. I think the Mythic Drum Gun sits in a good spot between the Collateral and the Hollow Twister, where it's not as good close range and not as good long range, but it does both really well. So if you kind of want to run an all-round solid gun, I think the Mythic Drum Gun's great, but if you're W-King this hard and purely box fighting, the Collateral still beats it out. The minigun's definitely not it when W-King and solos. The charge up time's just too slow. Oh, the Mongol Classic still alive in Chapter 6. Replay mode selling on the quick edits here. Replay mode can't even keep up with Pete. The player actually takes 2 pumps straight to the face and doesn't go down. Pete not hitting the maxes he's used to here. Edits the stair to get out of the way to get a bit more angle on this one. He's 145 right now, so you can see as soon as Pete becomes one pumpable, the most rarities of shotgun, he'll start to edit a little bit differently. Jumps in with the box and then sprays. Wrist takes the ego challenge that he won't hit the pre-fire. All right, 31 alive. We got any names recognized in here? Yo, Soy Guat is still going strong after surviving earlier. Well, Pete doesn't realize he left the bush. Player drops back. Has the heal medallion. This will be interesting. This guy should have the Mythic Hollow Twister Assault Rifle then. I'm interested to see whether Pete runs the Mythic Hollow Twister though, or it is still Collateral in W-King. Feel like he hold on to the Collateral, but let's find out. He probably will... Ooh. Nice, there it is. Mythic Hollow Twister. Do we run it? We do not run it, and we don't swap the minis out for the Chug Jug either. We're going to keep King with our 6 gold splashes and 6 minis. Oh, 57 HP. This guy gets in. Phase the builds forward. Catches Pete off guard. He's still King on 57 health. Pete thinks it's still worth keying that fight there because he knows that player's weak. I talk about like how he changed his playstyle when he's one pumpable versus not, but as soon as Pete has an advantage, as soon as he knows they're under pressure, he'll always jump on and take advantage before healing. If he thinks he can get them while they're overwhelmed. The confidence or again arrogance that takes is insane. To just trust they won't hit you for even 50 health with their pump shot because you know that they're panicking. All right, single metal box here is very scary for this guy. Trying to hold the wall. I hope he has good ping. He takes the wall. He definitely does not have good ping. All right, now we're running the Chug Jug with 6 flashes instead of the minis. So it looks like maybe that other Chug Jug was a bit weak. Sometimes glitched in replay mode. Still carrying the heal medallion here, the heal shield bubble medallion. This is often dropped in trios, so players don't know where you are on the map. But I think at this point, I don't think Pete cares if people know where he is. He's already carrying the other medallion anyway, so. Pete also still runs the Kane bot medallion in set lobby finals, whereas Veno's team doesn't on EU, so I think Pete's not really used to dropping the medallions anyway. I know Reese Hub was talking specifically about how he thinks Pete carrying the medallions is a factor towards his success. People knowing who he is on the map and knowing that that's who they're fighting intimidates them more and makes them play worse. Gives him an advantage. Less likely to third party him and push the fight if they know it's Pete who just won the fight. Which is just insane to think about. That we're genuinely like analytically breaking it down at that level. What do you want, elims? 15 more to go here. Pushing through hopeful heights. Wrapping around to try and see if we can get an angle on this guy. We've got a lot of these full built windows here. Expects the player might end on him there. I'm surprised he actually flipped the stand and put some protection up. Player's been hit pretty hard. He's trying to locate where he is. The only problem is loadout is not a lot of bullet capacity as far as structure damage. Insane structure damage, insane pressure, but this AR eats through the magazine so quick and only 4 shots in the shotgun. Or is it Mythic 5? Mythic's 5, isn't it? So you can, he doesn't use the pump to pump take walls as much as what a lot of other players do. Yeah, I've turned the volume down a little bit because unfortunately in replays the AR keeps glitching, keeps making the sound which doesn't actually shoot in. Oh my lordy. Big pump shot. Trying to phase in with the Collateral, can't quite phase in. Steps to the side, tries to phase in again or at least bleed a bullet through. Does bleed one through on a solution. Gets one onto Vast, that's 2. 24 elims, 12 to go. 12 of the next 16. This pacing is absurd right now. Straight through the wall. Beautiful piece control on the pistol. And interestingly, when he ran the burst shotgun, he would actually break the walls a lot with his shotgun, phase in, then use the AR. Meanwhile, with the Collateral, he's using it to spray the walls and then switch to the shotgun. Does have a pretty fast reload time, to be fair, though. So you can kind of spray it into the walls and then reload and go again. Sebi goes down. Schizo Sebi. We found Pawpaw. We found the GiveybotFN after all. Gotta be careful now. We are rotating a little bit late. We do have this nice high ground, so no one can take shots at us until we drop off. Not that I think we're too worried about it right now. Peter's gonna keep keying and positioning himself on the backside again. Talk about it a lot, but Not that I think a lot of people watching are going to play this aggressive on rotating zones, but you'll always see pro players position themselves on this side of zone. The rest of the lobby is over here. So if you can W key and sitting on these walls here, it means the player you're pushing is going to get third party and sprayed, not you. Super basic stuff, but you'll see literally every single pro do it in these positions if they can. Storm at your back, rest of the lobby at your front is the way to be when you're trying to take a fight with someone in the middle. Ooh, banana cutter. Again, spray in the back here. We'll peek keys from one side. 28 eliminations. 8 to go. We were one off setting the world record or not tying it. So this is Flixie and Peterbot now tied for the world record. Oh, swing and a miss here in the box with the baseball bat. It is worth pointing out, though, Flixie, when he drops his 36 games, didn't end up qualifying. So Pete drops these games and still quals, though. Still does very well in finals. We'll find out if he wins the finals today. Goes back to back to back finals with trios and solos. 30 elims. And we're on top of Terry now. We're taking the fight on the turtle. Unfortunate timing for Evo, but that's why you got to peek out of your cone. Be a little bit more aware before you edit the walls straight into someone. With the speed Pete's moving at, though, it's kind of hard to keep track of him right now. Gold splash pops, medallion pops. He can switch where he is in zone very, very quickly. Steps through, takes down another, bro. The average time to kill in this endgame has been like 3 seconds. I'm surprised he got this many kills in endgame. Normally, it's a lot harder to pick up the kills, but I guess the mythic pump just makes it that much better. Gets the gold splash from the opponent. We didn't have any gold splashes ourselves. That'll keep us going nice and fast. 52 damage, though. First rifle shots. This is why you got to be a bit careful in these endgames of which direction you're keying from. The sketchiest spot we've seen ourselves in all game, but the player he was keying, I don't think identifies how weak Peterbot is because it's a third party. Here's the crack. Maybe doesn't realize. Pete jumps in on 182. Player was ready for it. The 1v1v1. We know he gets both remaining kills. Drops down. Big one pump. It's too easy. It's playing out perfectly for him right now. 96 builds. 1v1. Player has, I don't even think, that much health. Is he trying to... Oh, we're going for the clip. Wait a second. Oh, Pete's building up for the clip. The side jump. Oh, no. Player goes up even more. Here we go. Oh, replays don't sell the clip, please. All right, we've sold half the clip, but that's fine. Oh, we're still going for the chop. We fake the chop, then go up. High wall comes out. Double edit through. Gets him on the wall. Gets the code through. Next wall. Player drops down. 10 HP. Probably going to go down zone, and Peterbot goes for the zone wars chop. This is how you know Pete's been doing a lot of nightly tokens. My man goes for the edit out chop to secure the win on a 36 kill win in a lobby that he's just utterly disrespected. Oh my god. Whoa.
Working across teams is tough, but Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate work together. AI can spot roadblocks and assign work in a snap, so everything and everyone stays on track. That's how work gets handled. That's Asana. Visit us at asana.com. That's ASANA.com.
I'm Marv Albert, along with Chris Webber, will be joined in a moment by Craig Sager and David Aldridge. Obviously, a must-win scenario for the Warriors. Season on the line. The Thunderfield is a must-win situation also because they do not want to go back to Oakland for Game 7.
Okay, he understands the gravity of this moment, and then opportunities to go to the championship are few and far between. The last 2 seasons, Durant and Westbrook have battled injuries that caused them to miss a significant number of games. They missed the playoffs last year. The Thunder need to get it done at home tonight, but they've gone 38-11. If not, good luck trying to go back to Oakland to be the defending champs led by the 2-time MVP in front of some of the most...
Grainger offers professional-grade products, easy ordering, and next-day delivery, making them the go-to play for everyone keeping arenas game day ready. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Passionate fans of the game.
Officiating team, Monty McCutcheon, Ed Malloy, and Garrett after Thursday night in Oakland, facing elimination. Golden State beating Oklahoma City. This after those 2 straight blowout losses here in Oklahoma City. Kept alive by Robertson. And Golden State just overwhelmed by Oklahoma City in those previous 2 games here. Ibaka for 3, and Adams with the offensive rebound. Adams lost it. He thought he was fouled. Curry had it knocked away. Curry thought he was hitting the head. Durant with the runner. Here's Durant again.
Oh, that's what the home crowd can do. 4 offensive rebounds already. We already know the narrative of this series. Whoever wins the boards usually wins the game. OKC coming out already, doing the little things.
And the feeling is that Golden State, as Thompson comes up short, and it's not that about last touch by Oklahoma City. Golden State would like to go with a fast pace. They feel since they play 8, 9, 10 guys, they can do it. And Billy Donovan has a shorter rotation. And also, you get the idea, the only guys who have the green light for quick shots would be Thompson and Curry. And here is Thompson for Curry.
You're a Warriors fan. You love seeing that. Thompson not shooting great in this series, but knocking it down right there in the corner. He better have the green light.
Here's Adams, and he lost it. Was fouled. Get out of reach.
Here you see Thompson, the great patience, taking that dribble, letting it fly, knocking it down.
Steven Adams will go to the line. Draymond Green hearing it from the crowd as his name is announced as he picked up the foul. The philosophy of that plan for Golden State is the fact that the Thunder could tire later in the game. And they're looking for that routine time.
Gas prices are rising again. And when gas goes up, everything else follows. That's why smart families are getting ahead of it now. They know if you wait to prepare, you're making a decision to go without. Right now, 4 Patriots is offering a simple, affordable way to be ready. When you buy one 72-hour food kit, you'll get 2 more absolutely free. That's 3 kits. 9 days of shelf-stable meals, ready when you need them most. Go to 4patriots.com, that's the number 4, patriots.com, and get 2 free 72-hour food kits before this offer disappears.
You can watch enhanced coverage with multiple camera angles of tonight's game only on TNT Overtime. Go to NBA.com/TNT Overtime for details.
Bob, you're talking about wearing down a team, and you can definitely do that with ball movement, and it keeps you in the game, and you just want to be in striking distance in the 4th quarter.
Here's Curry for 3. Back tap by Bogut. Thompson got it back in, and it's Bogut with the tip.
We're seeing more of that, what he did in Game 5. That's what you want. Bogut to do the little things, not caught up in thinking too much, trying to do too much. Right there, get the next possession.
Westbrook fights back. The win. With the stop. Draymond Green hearing it from the crowd. Thompson from the other side. Playoff.
Thompson is shooting 42% in the playoffs from three-point line, only 29% in this series.
Ibaka played by Green. Working hard to get that shot on. A running hook that got the front rim.
Barb, I've watched every game. That might be the first post play for Ibaka. You know what that says to me? Guys will make sure that they get the best position to get the quickest and best shot.
Arms off. The save. Play. Westbrook gets it to Adams. 3 minutes in. And Thunder with a 2-point lead. Durant. Rebounded by Bogut.
And this time that rebound tip right there.
Golden State working it around. Curry. So Steph Curry has missed his first 2 attempts. Westbrook played by Curry. Westbrook. Curry met by Durant. Barnes blocked by Ibaka. A two-handed block by Serge Ibaka.
Coach Donovan got OKC back to their old selves by letting them play, get out and run like this. But the only reason why they get plays like this is because they got back to their true identity of defense first.
Here's Green for three. Draymond Green, who has not shot well in this series.
Most people don't know that you can get a domain from Squarespace. Not just a website, but you're not most people, because now you know you can get a domain from Squarespace. Something like velvetchords.com for your music studio. Or kidchords.com for your middle school band camp. Whatever your dream, Squarespace is how you make it happen, all under one roof. Get yours before it's gone with offer code MAKEITREAL for 10% off your domain or website. Terms and conditions apply.
Had his best game in Oakland the other night.
Yeah, big, good jump step by Draymond. He's only been 2 for 14 from 3-point in this series. So you're a Warriors fan. You love seeing that.
Shot clock down to 3. Durant twisting his way. Brown wanted a foul. And Green's pass tipped off by Westbrook. Durant coming up short. And Durant 2 for his first 7. As I mentioned earlier, did not shoot well. That has not shot well throughout the series, although he's put up points. Very nice pass, and it's stuffed by Bogut.
And when you talked about the patience that Coach Kerr wants his team to have, you get easy buckets. And those easy buckets kind of just deflate the ego of the other team. Great play right there. Great pass by Green.
Pops it up on Westbrook. Westbrook with a jumper. Robinson playing Curry. Bogut on the bounce. Travel ball. And that play was made by Durant, putting a move on Curry.
And Marv, so much has been made of the injuries, and right here, this is what you want to see, the ball movement of the Warriors. But that last play, that last travel, that's why many don't believe that Curry is injured or that Green is injured. They just believe that the height and the length of this team, they are not used to playing against, as exhibited on that last travel.
Westbrook puts the move on Bogut. And here comes Curry.
The refs are letting them play, and you have to like that in the closeout game.
And that's exactly what took place in Game 5 as Curry knocks it down. But that's after the foul was called. Basket does not count. Adams picks up the foul. Adams in the early foul trouble the other night. Now Ennis Cantor off the bench, and he will come on.
So many times the crowd gives you an extra advantage, but I would say against the Warriors, no other team is used to taking a haymaker, the best punch of teams all year, as the defending champs. They should be able to weather the storm.
Oh, the reception on Robertson. Robertson with those long arms getting a piece of that Klay Thompson attack. Durant fires one from way downtown. Here's Thompson, got the step, score. Beautifully done. And Billy Donovan wants to call. Timeout.
When hunger calls, answer with Quick Trip's crispy chicken sandwich. Now just $3.99. Perfect for lunch or dinner on the go. And try Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken Sauce. Grab yours today for $3.99. Only at Quick Trip.
Out call. This is a franchise that moved from Seattle to OKC 2008, so this is the 8th season here in Oklahoma City. Ibaka, three-point attack is off. Iguodala, who just checked in, comes up with a rebound. So Steven Adams sits down after picking up just one foul. Billy Donovan trying to prevent foul trouble. That was the case the other night. And Tanner was not ready for much in this series. Came on. Here's Bogut snapping it back. Iguodala for three. And he has shot the three very well against the Thunder.
Talked about the OKC wanting to come out and pass 4 assists on their 5 makes already.
Westbrook. There's Westbrook down the lane. Boy, did he get that out of his hands quickly.
And when he's making difficult layups, he may be the hardest player to guard in this league.
Warriors by one. Thompson for three. Has not shot well since the start of the conference finals. May have been the best player in the playoffs going into the conference finals. And Ibaka got the hot for a three-pointer.
If you're OKC, you can't take credit for the missed Thompson three-pointer. He was just wide open and couldn't knock it down.
Westbrook on the pull-up. Yes. And Steve Kerr will call for time. A burst here by the Thunder. And they lead it by 4. A word here about the NBA's Hoops for Troops program. Hoops for Troops works together with members of the armed forces to help support communities across the U.S. This Memorial Day, please join us as we honor the men, women, and their families who have served our country and made the ultimate sacrifice. Oklahoma City now with a 4-point lead. 4.5 to go in the first quarter.
Notice the ball movement. Trying to wear this team down, stay close, try to penetrate, look for others, but Robertson with another block. Great extension.
And a foul was called. Got a piece of it. But
actually, OKC believes it is their ball that it went out.
Oh, went out of bounds.
Yeah.
It looked like the moment that Robertson hit with a foul. 6 on the shot clock. Warriors in control. Thompson played by Waiters, who just checked in. So Klay Thompson continues to have his shooting difficulties. 2 of 8 from the field. Westbrook's pass through the hands of Robertson and out of bounds. Randy Foye and Deion Waiters have come on for Oklahoma City.
Working across teams is tough, but Asana helps you handle it. Asana AI can spot roadblocks and assign work to keep everything on track. That's how work gets handled. Visit us at asana.com.
Golden State has been so successful the past 2 years by playing small that they won Game 5 by staying big, particularly with Andrew Bogut. So, especially, Thompson comes up short, and Waiters with the rebound.
There's that length again and that defensive presence by OKC.
Westbrook sets it up, spreads it out, and hits. On fire here at the start. 4 6-9-0 run for the Thunder. Now Ibaka defending on Thompson, who scores. Nice move, he's able to protect it against the taller Serge Ibaka.
And he took that slow 1-2 step so he could kind of anticipate when Ibaka was going up to try to block the shot, give him a shoulder, get a little bit of room.
Westbrook feeling it, and that was a 3-point attempt. Curry lost the handle and then recovered. Thunder looking for a travel as Green knocks down a 3. It looked like there was no one from Oklahoma City who touched the ball. It should have been a travel call.
Yeah, definitely.
So a break for the Warriors, and they're now within 1. Waiters. Here's Ibaka. He has been on fire from the perimeter. 7 points in all. He hit a 3 earlier. And a whistle and a foul is called on Oklahoma City.
He did get hit on his wrist, it looks like, on that, Mar, but you're talking about Ibaka, and from my experience in this NBA, we always talk about the stars, and we know what the stars are going to do as we see that hit on the wrist. But it's usually another teammate that steps up and give you an unexpected type of game. Already, Ibaka trying to be that player.
So that should have been a foul on Robertson.
Yes. But maybe the refs also thought he had a piece of the ball, which would have caused it not to be a travel. Continue play on.
Sean Livingston has come on now for Golden State. Barnes lost it. Setting up for the spin and lost the handle.
when you go up 3-1 on a team.
Grainger knows that as the procurement coordinator at a manufacturing plant, you can count on auto reordering to have the PPE you need on hand. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everyone acts like the Warriors are terrible or can't play. You have to give OKC credit for peaking at the right time, and part of that is by guys like Waiters policing themselves on offense, but more importantly, doing their job on defense, like last play by Waiters.
And here's Durant with a long three, kept alive. They're doing the job off the boards. Waiters open for three. Dion Waiters, who has been significant in several of these games in the series, particularly 1 and 3, but very quiet the other night in Oakland.
The guards of the Warriors are going to have to box out Westbrook. It's no excuse to let Westbrook continue to rebound inside as you see the air ball by Livingston.
Just under a minute and a half remaining in the first. Adams back on the floor, gets it out to Durant. Able to hit from three.
It didn't even look like Durant had caught the ball. He was flicking it up there trying to let it go.
Here's an open three for Barnes. Has that corner range. Opened the game the other night by hitting a three from the corner.
And this is the Warriors' game. If you have a quick shot, you must be wide open, but they have many guys that can knock down that deep three.
Oklahoma City by 3. Trying to wrap up this series in Game 6. Corey moves it back out. Waiters watched by Barnes. Waiters on the drive. Waiters gets to the rim. Rebounded by Curry. And he's fouled by Adams. So that's the second on Adams. Really got him an upset. That's what occurred the other night. He picked up 2 early.
You see this Waiters 3 right here, the patience of OKC moving it around. But the foul on Adams, Marv, whether it was a foul or not, that is just a stupid play. Because as a big fella, you do not want to put the referees in a tough position. You should not reach. You're not going to get the steal out there. Continue to play smart so you can stay in the game for your team. Minutes are more important than steals for Adams.
No space has come on for the first time. He provided a spark the other night with instant offense. He was red hot. Livingston posting up on Waiters. 2-second differential between game clock and shot clock as this first quarter comes to a close. Warriors do have a foul to give. Durant watched by Iguodala. Down to 4 on the shot clock, and there is the foul to give.
Well, we're used to this, the function of dysfunction. These guys love to communicate in passionate ways to each other. No one takes it personal.
In effect, they're arguing. Communicate. I see. Here's space from beyond the midcourt line. Whoa, very close. And that is the end of the first quarter.
We let Forkful save us time and money with nutritious meals delivered straight to our door. It takes only 2 minutes to heat up, no preservatives, and no seed oils.
They actually taste like restaurant quality food. That means I actually look forward to every meal.
These are all natural, preservative-free meals with no artificial additives.
So let Forkful take cooking and groceries off your plate.
Join the thousands that trust Forkful today.
Steve, how do you think your team came through that first quarter?
We didn't play very well, but it's a three-point game. Very physical out there. We got to move the ball a little bit better and find some flow to our offense.
We've counted on your bench all year. They played well in Game 5. What do you need from here to start the second quarter?
Got to get our offense going, and we're all about ball movement and spacing and trying to find some flow. So that's the plan.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Mark.
All right, thank you, David. Second quarter is underway. Warriors just 8 for 24 from the field.
Marvin, as he saw that ball go out there, great call. If you're an OKC fan, you're going to love this stat. OKC is 9-0 in the playoffs. We're leading after the first quarter. Only 2-5 when they don't.
Thunder shooting 10 for 24. Dennis Cantor is back. Has not played much in this series. Able to hit fadeaway shot by Cannon, who's had a solid season. Played only 6 minutes the other night in Game 5.
Both Spates known for his scoring, not for his defense. Kevin Durant told Cantor, go right at him.
And here's Spates getting in close, trying to bank it, trying to keep it alive. But Ibaka is on it. Ibaka, Durant, and Cantor up front with Waiters and Robertson at the guard. So Westbrook sitting down. Cantor, beautiful move.
That's what he can do, Mark. One of the best post players, in my opinion, and keeping his feet, scoring inside. But right now, Golden State Curry, 0 for 3, no points. Thompson 3 for 10. They need to find scoring from someone else.
Barnes missing on that three-point attempt. And out of Robertson. Cantor getting an opportunity because of the 2 early fouls picked up by Adams. Around their feet here at Chesapeake Energy Arena. Oh, beautiful move by Durant. And the Thunder have their biggest lead. It's a 9-point advantage. Warriors call the time. And Chris, for the Thunder, this is their biggest game since the 2012 NBA Finals. And they felt quite good about themselves despite that loss Thursday night in Game 5. They felt they kept coming back. They played hard. They hung in despite a very difficult environment at Orville Arena. And now the Warriors facing a very difficult environment.
Some people just don't get it. That Squarespace isn't just for websites. You can get a domain from Squarespace too. It's kind of like how your parents don't get how you make a living off your art, but you do. And with a domain like xessentialglitter.com and a website from Squarespace, you can build a brand for yourself, grow your client list, and continue to confuse your parents all in one place. Get yours before it's gone with offer code MAKEITREAL for 10% off your domain or website. Terms and conditions apply.
And having their difficulties hitting shots, which is a problem.
The injuries to OKC the last few seasons, they understand how fragile we all are. You're right, this is their most important game, and their fans still haven't sat down since Game 3 or 4. They understand as well.
Draymond Green draws a foul in the end. Now Golden State 8 for 29 from the field. That's 27%.
And Marv, a lot of it has been open shots. A lot of it has just been they haven't knocked down the shots that we're used to seeing them knock down.
Draymond Green 74% at the line in the playoff. Talking earlier about Draymond Green with Steve Kerr. It said Cantor was off the mark. And I said, how do you keep him grounded? I mean, you want the heart, you want the fire. Green thought he was fouled, but you don't want him picking up technical foul or get out of hand as Durant will head to the line. I mean, it's got to be a midway point there because you still want to see him play the way he usually plays.
You're right, Marv. It's that perfect balance. I think that last layup by Green was too quick of a shot. They want to work the ball around. Why is it too quick? Because the Thunder are not going for the bait to put you at the line. Great defensive position by Cantor, staying vertical, not bailing Green out.
Durant shooting 94% at the line in this series, 45-48. He's actually hit now 44 of his last 45 free throws.
Coach Kerr said the main keys of the game, transition, offensive rebounding, but not allowing these guys to get to the line. That just gives them easy buckets. It gives them rest. It gets this crowd into the game, and it just deflates the defense.
Thunder up by 10. We're early second. Hogan battling for position is being played by Robertson. Now Durant switches off. Shot clock is down to 2, down to 1. Green gets it off. And it's a 24-second violation. Not making contact with the rim.
The most expensive outage you'll ever experience is the one you weren't prepared for. And right now, More Patriots is making easier than ever to get repaired. When you order the brand new Patriot Power Generator 2200X, you'll receive 2 100-watt solar panels absolutely free, plus $500 off the generator. But this special offer is only available while supplies last. Go to 4patriots.com, that's the number 4patriots.com, and get the Patriot Power Generator 2200X with 2 free solar panels and $500 off before this deal disappears.
San Antonio Spurs show most teams the roadmap to try to beat this team. And how do you do it? By switching and communicating. But it is so hard because you must stay focused every play. You must communicate where this crowd is very loud. And you can't have any mental lapses. OKC did it on that last defensive play.
During the regular season, defensively, the Thunder in the middle of the pack, they allowed 103 points a game. But opponents shot only 43%, which was fifth best. Beautiful play. The lob for Robertson. Oklahoma City has outscored Golden State in the second quarter 10-1. With 3.5 gone by. And Livingston lost it to steal by Westbrook. Waiters for 3. Back comes Green. 3-on-1. Iguodala able to lay it home. This is what the Warriors feared, a burst by an Oklahoma City team. And in the last few games here, scored 72 points at the half in games 3 and 4. Westbrook with no hesitation. Westbrook try to save it. Ran into the hands of Bogut. Iguodala. Outlet by Tanner. Here's Thompson who didn't check back in. And he continues to have his difficulty with his shot.
And he's getting looks he prefers. He loves those quick shots. As we see, Coach Kerr wants to call a timeout and just settle down the troops.
Join Mountain Dew in the NBA as they launch a nationwide 3-on-3 tournament. 6 cities, 6 months for a chance to be featured in the NBA Global Games. For more, follow @NBA 3X on Twitter. Spoken a moment ago about Draymond Green, who turned it around the other night after 2 passionless and poor shooting games. He was asked what did he see when he watched video of the losses in games 3 and 4. The losses that took place here in Oklahoma City. He said, I saw a guy who I don't know, and I refuse to see that guy again. Steph Curry is back on the floor. And Curry fires from deep. Yes! Waiters not able to get to him in time. So Curry, who went scoreless in the first quarter, able to connect on his first field goal. Robertson left all alone.
Golden State did not communicate on the switch. They need to take a page out of OKC's book. That's how they're guarding them. Easy layup.
Working across teams is tough, but Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate work together. AI can spot roadblocks and assign work in a snap, so everything and everyone stays on track. That's how work gets handled. That's Asana. Visit us at asana.com. That's ASANA.com.
Now Westbrook is defending on Curry. Here's Green coming up short. Rebounded by Robertson.
Quick shot there by Green. He's been involved getting guys in on the fast break. He's probably feeling it. Probably wants that shot back.
Westbrook is fouled. Actually lost his footing, but he was fouled.
No communication on the switch, as you see right here. Everybody's worried about Kevin Durant. 2 guys go to him, and that's how just being good will get a guy open.
Foul on Klay Thompson, a non-shooting foul, and Westbrook came up hobbling. Took it off it all. Beautiful pass. Durant not able to connect on the reverse. Well, Adams throws gorgeous passes.
That's twice, though, we've seen in a row. Golden State's laps on defense allows them to go to layup. He's forced miss.
Curry is stopped by Durant. What a challenge.
That's the limp. Not used to having a 6'11 guard with lateral quickness like Durant.
Durant with the catch and shoot. Adams rebounds and then lost it.
Golden State just went to a zone that play. But right here, look at this defense by Durant. Staying straight up and vertical. Great job by the referees, not anticipating the foul, letting these guys, great skills on offense and defense, be the showcase.
And that block a moment ago was number 5 already for Oklahoma City. Good pass by Green. Iguodala spinning his way and scores.
Iguodala got fouled on that play. Should have been an and one. But that's what you need with Iguodala. Making sure that he's active and close to the basket, getting those easy buckets.
Lead is 7 for the Thunder. Adams. Oh! The extension dunk. Shows the wingspan on that one. Here's Curry open for 3. He now has 10 points. Thunder. Durant switches off to Curry. Iguodala not able to handle it. A sloppy play for the Warriors continues.
Grainger knows that if you're a school custodian, cleanliness is your top priority. That's why you can rely on Grainger for a range of cleaning products and equipment, from disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When hunger calls, answer with Quick Trip's 8-piece bone-in chicken. Now just $9.99. Perfect for lunch or dinner on the go. And try Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken Sauce. 8-piece bone-in chicken. Just $9.99. Only at Quick Trip.
Back in Oklahoma City where they are chanting OKC. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires for game-changing traction inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Marv Albert with Chris Webber, Craig Sager, David Aldridge working the sideline. An impressive first half for the Thunder. And you look at the record in the playoffs. Oklahoma City has won 7 of its last 10 against the two powerhouses of the West. 73-win Golden State, 67-win San Antonio. Kevin Durant, who has been at his best in potential closeout games at home in his career, is having a terrific first half.
Golden State just needs to keep their patience.
Bogut hit the deck. Curry also had difficulty. He took a shot, and the foul is on Durant. The not-shooting foul.
I think he trips over his own player here. But fortunate, the referee called the foul on Durant and not Adams, who would have been his third.
For Durant, his first. A three-pointer with Klay Thompson is mumbling, probably saying, finally.
Golden State is always in it with the Splash Brothers. Already they have 13 second chance, 12 second chance points. They had 13 last game. It shows you that they're attacking the board.
10-point lead for Oklahoma City. Westbrook for 3. And back comes Draymond Green. Curry working off the screen from Bogut. He's double teamed and lost it. It was deflected out. Looked like Adams got a piece of it. But we're not seeing the ball handling of Steph Curry that we saw all season. And I know all coaches say everybody gets hit with injuries, but in his case, we're talking about an ankle, a knee, a rope on his elbow, diving into the stands. Sat out about 3.5 weeks during the playoffs, so we have not seen the same rhythm. Foul is called before the shot. It is on Durant. That's his second.
Marv, rhythm, not having your rhythm is just as worse as having an injury. He missed 3.5 weeks during the playoffs, and even if he's healed right now, he still doesn't have that rhythm. The ball handling, the shooting, you see that it seems like he just is not comfortable.
Thompson, yes, another three for Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson's always comfortable. Whether he's making it or missing it behind that three-point line, knocking it down.
Now that 19-point third quarter explosion back in Game 4. His best moments of this series. Westbrook. And a foul is called. The outside official, Derek Stafford, for the whistle, but Monty McCutcheon walking over the scoring table and says it's on Bogut, his first.
Yeah, Bogut pushing right there, but I don't care if Klay Thompson misses 53s in a row. You want him to take the next shot, and you believe he can make it.
Timeout is being called. 3:18 left.
Are you the kind of person who knows things? Things like you can get a domain from Squarespace, not just a website? Well, now you are that person, because now you definitely know you can get a domain from Squarespace. Something like whisperingbloom.com for your silent retreat, or whisperingboom.com for your shouting retreat. Whatever your dream, a Squarespace domain and website brings it to life, all in one place. Get yours before it's gone with offer code MAKEITREAL for 10% off your domain or website. Terms and conditions apply.
We got to move. We got to keep moving the ball and ourselves. We're going into the trees and trying to challenge them, jump stop and move it on, right? We got to rebound the ball. We cannot turn. Listen, long shots, long rebounds.
Chris, I thought that the most significant of Billy Donovan's rookie season as an NBA head coach has been the way he handled and made adjustments following that Game 1 wipeout loss at San Antonio. Oh, out of sight. He now has 14 points. They were down by as many as 43 to San Antonio and lost the game by 13 points. And how about winning twice in San Antonio?
After that first game, hard to find people outside of OKC that felt that they could beat San Antonio Spurs.
Foul is called on a three-point attempt by Curry as we swing it over to Craig.
Marvin, that Game 5 loss to Golden State 2 days ago, the Thunder outscored the paint 48-30. Tonight they're being far more aggressive going into the hole. They already have 24 points in the paint compared to just 12 to Golden State. 24-12.
All right, thank you, Craig. So Steph Curry at the line for the first time tonight, led the NBA in free throw shooting, 91% for the season. He's 41-44 in the playoffs. So once again, Oklahoma City with a foul on the three-point shooter. Curry shooting the three at the line.
Well, it's almost automatic if he goes to the line, free throw line, and it's almost automatic if he shoots out there. And to Craig Sager's point about the 24 points in the paint, the last three plays that came have been miscommunication on defense by the Warriors. They are allowing OKC to get easy buckets, and you know these guys are the best difficult shot makers in the game. Don't help them out by getting them easy ones.
Adams coming up short. Here comes Curry on the hop for Thompson. Feeling it. Not able to hit this time from three, but it's handled by Curry. Goes behind the back and splits through and then hits off by Durant. A dangerous pass by Curry, and it leads to the foul by Bogut, was he in three-point territory. Draymond Green in a animated discussion with Bogut about that play.
Durant didn't give up on this play. 8 turnovers for Golden State. 5 steals for OKC, showing that they're in the passing lane as Westbrook gets to the line again.
And it will be 3 as he convinced the referee that he was shooting from three-point range. Thunder led by as many as 13, and Golden State able to cut into the lead with 9 points on 3 possessions. A few more shots here for Westbrook. E-League, the new Global Esports Championship, is live on TBS every Friday night starting at 10 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Pacific. Westbrook 83% at the line in the postseason. And this series had that sensational Game 4 coming up with his fifth career playoff triple-double. Led the NBA with 18 in the regular season, so they get it back to set it up for Ibaka. Curry with the rebound. Curry on the move, met by Durant, and he pulls it back. Thompson wide open for three. Klay Thompson shooting them back into it. The Warriors now within 4. That's his 4th from downtown. It's 4 of 8 after the slow start. And the foul is called away from the ball. It was on Iguodala, his second.
Curry's ball handling and three-point shooting ability makes everyone come to him. Wide open shot for Thompson, who's letting it fly.
Golden State is over the foul limit. Next foul will put the Thunder over the limit. Just under 2 left in the first half, and Durant at the line. And he has been automatic. 3 for 3 here tonight. And he's 46 of his last 47. Mention how effective he has been in closeout games at home in his career. 8 such games, and he's averaged nearly 35 points a game and shooting 51% and average 8 rebounds. So the intentional foul on Bogut given by Robertson.
Very smart to do that now, not just because Bogut is a terrible free throw shooter, not just because you slow the pace down, but really you keep the ball out of Thompson's hand and Curry's hand, who you know are a threat to get buckets every time they touch the rock.
And Bogut does not like to go to the foul line.
It affects his other game too, Mark. When you start second-guessing yourself, if you catch a pass inside you don't want to go, you tend to start thinking before you catch it. You start second-guessing, thinking too much, and that has been his problem. OKC definitely wants to get in his hand by putting him on the line.
Deion Waiters back. Andre Robertson hears it from the crowd. Bogut during the season, 49%, 24 out of 50. Oh, he lined that one up. Oklahoma City up by 5. Westbrook with the lead for Adams, broken up. Crowd wanted a foul. There was contact. Adams whips the pass. They swing it for Westbrook. Back the other way. Good hands by Adams. He is rejected by Bogut. Gives it up. Ibaka with the bucket. It counts for the foul.
Coach Donovan has been imploring his team. Rebound, get the long rebounds off long shots. Keep the ball moving. And that is the dominance of OKC. They're rebounding coupled by that extra pass.
So Serge Ibaka will look to complete the three-point play. Not a player who gets to the line frequently. In the playoffs, just 9 for 10. Has had a very good first half, looking for his 10th point. Nice to hear silence here every once in a while, you know?
Everyone needs to catch their breath. These fans, I'm sure, are tired too the way they've been cheering.
Green on the hop. Barnes not able to handle it. Another Golden State turnover. Durant with the tip. And back comes Iguodala. And he was fouled. Met by the shoulder of Robertson, who just checked back in.
Moving the ball around like Coach Burke wants them to. Pushing, checking out if they can score fast and coming back out. Not only does it wear a team down, but it puts guys in foul trouble as you put them in difficult positions where they can't be set on defense and can't communicate.
Andre Iguodala had a solid 5 3 35, 8 points, 8 assists, and one of the heroes of that Golden State win back in Game 2. Coming up, there are the guys, the American Express halftime report. Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq will break down the first half of tonight's Game 6. And the foul is called on the Warriors.
Draymond has to run the energy off. He's trying to not get a technical foul. The referees saw some contact up under in the scrum, and what's disappointing if you're a Golden State fan is that you retrieve your own rebound off of this free throw.
You better be careful. He's chatting with Ed Malloy.
The battle for the boards up under. Both guys are holding each other. Draymond Green does have the right to be upset on that play.
That's 3 on Green, so Ibaka back to the line. There is the reaction of Draymond Green, who already has 5 technicals during the postseason. It may not matter, but if you pick up 7, you are suspended a game.
That's why he ran down the court and kind of talked to his bench instead of directing his frustration at the referee.
Ibaka missing on both with a minute remaining in this first half. 7-point Oklahoma City leads. Curry on a crossover and hits from downtown. What a move! Right in the face of Serge Ibaka. That's his second 3.
Golden State right where they need to be. Only in striking distance, only 4 points down. They've taken the best punch of OKC so far.
Durant. And it's Ibaka on the follow.
Ibaka is not just staying out by that 3-point line today. He is so active and engaged inside the paint. And that's what they need him to do, get extra possessions for the team.
That is what made him so effective the last few years. Curry on the drive, and he draws the foul.
Curry, such a pretty move, such a pretty shot. Can't do anything about that.
Ibaka picks up the foul. His third. They show it up on the video board. Crowd is not agreed. So you hear the reaction of Steph Curry. And hit his first 3 at the line.
I had a friend that played basketball in this league a long time, and after bad fouls and a missed shot like that, justice for the team, he said, ball don't lie.
Now, what could that be?
Both teams play hard.
Since adding portable meals into my weekly routine, not only have I saved hours on meal prep, I've actually been eating healthier and staying consistent with my nutrition goals. Fuel your body with real food that heat up in just 2 minutes, and they have no preservatives and no seed oils.
Whole foods that actually taste incredible.
I highly recommend prioritizing your health with portable.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, where the Thunder lead by 6 points. It took Steph Curry 7 years to be an MVP on a championship team, and he knows that a title contending window is small. Told me earlier this week that when you're in the moment, you want to be able to get everything out of your squad, and that's where we're at right now. The Warriors thought they needed a big performance for him tonight. Steve Kerr said before the game, he's a star, he's a great player. I expect him to come out and have a great game tonight, and I'd be shocked if he didn't. He's only 2 of 7 from the floor, Marv, but 6 rebounds and 5 assists to go along with 9 points. Marv?
Thank you, David. And how about that? Missing both free throws, and on the back tap, Westbrook on the run. He without a back, he just stepped away. He knew there was no way he was going to stop Russell Westbrook.
How about those 5 rebounds and 6 assists? You do have to find a way to be Curry. If it's not going in like you want to, you're the MVP. You can still be valuable.
3-second differential. Down to 10 seconds remaining. First half. Barnes puts a move on Morrow, just came on and hits. And the foul. Harrison Barnes on the drive, and he'll head to the line.
Warriors are not going anywhere. They're used to taking every team's punch. Every team in the NBA came out and tried to smack them early with the energy of their crowd. Golden State's used to it, weathering the storm right now.
Well, they have battled their way back. They have been down by as many as 13. They were shooting badly, and they've picked it up, although they're still at 36% now. And they've missed free throws, just 6 of 11 at the line.
The focus of Golden State, the mental toughness. They were circled in red on everybody's schedule this year, every team, and they handled the challenge.
Final seconds of the half. Westbrook for 3. And that is the end of the first half. And I would think the Warriors are very happy with that score.
They played well. They're in striking distance. They're confident. They're going into the locker room ready.
Thanks. Take advantage of this. We're lucky to be in this position. We can play so much better.
When we switch and shots go up, you can't watch and spectate. You got to put a body on something to keep the ball back. Let's clean up transition. Let's clean up the blockouts. Let's continue to take care of that when we pass it in. All right, here we go.
Hey, AT&T just gave me their best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. I'm telling everyone.
Barber, dentist.
I got a hardware guy. We're going to add him.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra on us with eligible trade-in. Any condition. Most expensive plan not required.
I'm Steve Ballmer, former Microsoft CEO and a basketball fanatic. But more than anything, I'm a data guy. That's why I created USA Facts, to bring you unbiased and non-partisan government data on issues impacting the lives of Americans. I'll share with you the facts and data, all from our government. You make up your own mind. Who is responsible? Federal, state, or local government? There are 90,888 government entities across America. Woo! I sure didn't know that before we started. And I wondered, how is that even possible? What do all those governments do? How much does it all cost? It's our government, so let's explore it. The most recent nationwide data from 2022 tells us we have one federal government representing the whole United States of America, which does turn 250 years old in 2026. We have 50 state governments, 3,031 counties, 19,491 municipalities, which actually also includes Washington, D.C., 16,214 townships, 12,546 independent school districts, and 39,555 special districts like public transportation or water and sewer authority. That adds up to 90,888, a number that does not include U.S. territories like Guam and Puerto Rico, which have their own governing structures. Let's break it down. County governments exist in every state except Connecticut and Rhode Island, which assign local functions to municipalities, or the state retains those itself. 2 states have county-like entities with different names. Louisiana refers to them as parishes, and Alaska calls them boroughs. Municipal governments are local governments that are often called cities, towns, or villages, depending on the state. Townships are a subdivision of counties. You'll find them in 20 states, primarily in the Northeast and the Midwest. I grew up in a place called Farmington Township, just outside Detroit. Importantly, townships are not the same as towns, which are small municipalities. Municipal and township governments do overlap in 11 states, where residents can wind up paying taxes to and receiving services from both the township and other local government. That covers about 43% of the government entities in America. Now let's look at the remaining 57%, which fall into 2 categories: independent school districts and special districts. Independent school districts run public elementary and secondary education within specific geographic areas. We count them as government entities because most, though not all, operate independently of county and municipal governments. Finally, we have something called special districts, which typically govern a specific type of government service, such as hospitals, electric utilities, garbage collection, industrial districts, My favorite, mosquito abatement. Across America, people are subject to the jurisdiction of multiple governments simultaneously. For example, if you live right here, the geographic center of the continental U.S., you are, at a minimum, under the jurisdiction of the City of Lebanon, the Lebanon Rural Fire Protection District, Smith County, the Smith Center Unified School District, the state of Kansas, and the federal government. That's a lot. Now let's follow the money. Total government spending was $8.9 trillion in 2023, the most recent year for which data is available for combined federal, state, and local outlays. The federal government spent $5.1 trillion directly and sent another $1.1 trillion to state and local governments for programs that are operated at the state level. State governments spent $2 trillion and local governments spent $1.9 trillion. Both of those numbers include the transfers that they got from the federal government. Some major categories such as Social Security, Medicare, national defense, veterans, foreign aid, the interest on the federal debt are the responsibility of the federal government. 43% of the combined government spending, to be exact. But let's focus on our state and local governments and where their work and costs are shared with that of the federal government. Over the last decade, 19% of all government spending, federal, state, and local, was to support individuals in need, meaning those with incomes below certain thresholds, people with disabilities, who are unemployed, and older adults in some instances. Examples include Medicaid, Section 8 housing vouchers, other housing assistance programs, and SNAP, commonly known as food stamps. 15% of spending went to education, 4% for transportation and infrastructure, 4% for the criminal justice system, and 3% for public health. Governments also have several smaller expenditures that make up 12% of spending, including agriculture, environmental protection, parks, election administration, and subsidies for some government-owned businesses like the Tennessee Valley Authority, Post Office, the Washington State Ferries where I live. To better understand which government entity does what, we had to play detective a bit and combine federal government data from the White House's Office of Management and Budget and state and local government data, which actually gets collected by the Federal Census Bureau. Let's start with the 19% of government spending that supports individuals in need, 83% of which is funded by the federal government. Nearly half of those dollars are federal transfers to the state, primarily for Medicaid, the health insurance program for low-income individuals, which is actually run by the states. States voluntarily choose to participate in Medicaid, and all of them currently do. The federal government reimburses each state for a portion of its Medicaid costs. The lower a state's per capita income, the more Medicaid cost the federal government winds up assuming. In 2025, 10 states received 50%, and that's the lowest possible match. The maximum possible match from the federal government is 83%, although no state received that much. The highest rate in 2025 was in Mississippi, which got 76.9% of its Medicaid dollars from the federal government. Federal law mandates that states with Medicaid offer coverage for low-income families with dependent children, pregnant women, and qualified low-income individuals over 65 or folks who are disabled. Think of this as the coverage floor. States have additional latitude in who they cover, what they cover, and how they administer their programs. There's a great variation in the income levels at which Medicaid support starts. Some states have traditionally covered a broader population than the federal Medicaid law mandates. There's really has been a quite wide variation in the income levels at which people receive Medicaid in various states. And to that, in addition, under the Affordable Care Act, passed in 2010, states have the option to expand their Medicaid populations to cover qualified low-income adults under 65 without dependent children. That was a new space for Medicaid. All but 10 states have chosen to expand their programs, and the federal government pays for 90% of the expanded coverage in these states. For more on how Medicaid works and who is eligible, and upcoming changes from recent legislation, watch our series, Do You Qualify? A look at government support in America.
So again, federal funding covered 83% of the spending on individuals in need. The other 17% came from state and local governments to fund their share of Medicaid,
as well as housing assistance, community development, food stamps, which the states also have to provide support, and other programs. That brings me to the next biggest category of joint government spending, which is education at 15%. It may surprise you to know that only 10% of all education spending comes from the federal government, much smaller than you might think from the way politicians at the federal government discuss the topic.
That money is mostly allocated for K through 12 school lunches for low-income families,
support for children with disabilities, and Title I spending, which provides additional funds to schools or school districts with high percentages of low-income families.
The remaining 90% of education spending is paid for by state and local governments.
The mix of that varies by state. Most states establish a target minimum level of funding per student. Property taxes are the primary source of school funding. In many states, money raised is distributed in such a way that poorer districts end up with similar amounts per student as wealthier districts. In some states, all of the money that is raised in a district stays and is spent in that district. In some other instances, there's also funding based upon the number of students with specific needs, such as disabilities or low English proficiency. Additionally, in some states, districts are free to raise additional funds beyond the minimum set by the state. There are some states, however, that fund their schools almost entirely at the state level, as is true in Hawaii. This is all very complicated. As for higher education,
states kick in about 21%,
and the federal government provides 18%, mostly through Pell Grants. The remaining 60% comes from other sources, such as tuition, grants from non-government sources, contracts, and other gifts.
Higher education institutions also collect revenue that offsets the cost of certain services like the bookstore or the dorms.
And they sometimes operate hospitals that both take in revenue
and spend to deliver services, much like a business.
4% of government spending was allocated to transportation and infrastructure.
The federal government funds 39% of that, while state and local governments finance the remaining 61%.
The actual work is contracted by the relevant government.
4% for the criminal justice system.
Most of that was funded at the local level. There are 6 times as many state and local law enforcement officers as federal officers, and 88% of prisoners are actually held in state and local prisons versus federal prisons. Local governments like cities and counties operate jails that are generally for people incarcerated for minor crimes with shorter stays. Prosecutors' offices are generally associated with counties. Public health accounts for 3% of government spending. 44% of that comes from the federal government to support agencies such as the National Institutes of Health, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The other 56% is from state and local governments, primarily to fund state public health departments. Let's close with a look at where government gets its money.
In 2023, the federal government collected $4.6 trillion, the states $1.4 trillion, and local governments $960 billion.
States took in 42% from sales taxes and 38% from income taxes. 10% came from corporate taxes, another 5% from license fees, such as a license to drive a car or run a business, and a final 5% was from other taxes, including property and severance taxes.
And $1.1 trillion of federal money was transferred to the states.
As for local governments, 69% of their revenue came from property taxes paid by homeowners, landlords, and other property owners based on the value of their property. Another 18% was from sales taxes, followed by 5% in income taxes. The final 8% was severance taxes, licenses, corporate income taxes, and other taxes.
State tax rates vary, although 9 states have no income tax: Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Texas, Tennessee, Washington, and Wyoming.
5 states have no sales tax: Alaska, Delaware, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oregon.
The highest average rates for property taxes are in New
Jersey, Illinois, and Connecticut, while Hawaii, Arizona, and Alabama have the lowest. Okay, so now let's step back and look at the big picture. Here's a painting that nicely summarizes the relationship between federal, state, and local governments. In other words, it's a set of shared policy and financial ties. A bit messy? Is it good art? Is it good government? We'll let you decide. You may have noticed discussion about the federal government withholding some funds from state and local governments, and some of that is currently being litigated in court. And the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed into law in July of 2025, will shift some financial responsibilities from the federal government to the states as those changes are phased in. Stay tuned for updates. What's your take on this interconnected system of government? It lies in our Constitution. All powers not explicitly given to the federal government are reserved for the states. It's messy, but that's our system. At USA Facts, we give you the facts. You make up your own mind.
Just the facts.
Okay? One take, fine.
For Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant 0 for 6 from beyond that three-point line. Here is Thompson, has been on fire, and he hits again. Klay Thompson, his 5th three-pointer, 5 of 9 from the three-point line, and it is a 2-point Oklahoma City lead. Robertson called for the charge. Now let's go over to David Aldridge.
Marv, Steve Kerr knows how fortunate they are to just be down 5 and now 2. He said we've got to get some movement in our half-court offense. We got good looks in transition and some broken plays, but they have got to move the ball better when the ball slows down. Marv?
All right, here is Thompson again. Klay Thompson has given the Warriors a 1-point lead.
We heard Charles Barkley talk about how Kevin Durant played terrible, was his words. And he said because he's not moving the ball around and trusting other players, the tale of two halves. OKC went in the locker room, needed to calm themselves down. Golden State needs to continue just to play like they are.
The drive by Westbrook and the Thunder up by what? Well, Kevin Durant took 19 shots. 19 of the 50 shots of the first half, just 6 to 19. As Charles said, he's playing hero ball. I agree with that. Here's Thompson to the rim, and he blew it.
He was expecting the foul right there.
Nice play. Robertson off the lead pass to Ibaka. The 19 shot attempts by Durant, the most in a half. And shot once again by Ibaka. Here comes Durant, lost it. Green with the steal. And here's Green with an open lane and score. felt they should have had a reach-in on Adams. But Kevin Durant with 19 shots. That is a high for the playoffs in any hand during the course of his career.
He's not afraid of the moment.
This time he's rejected by Bogut. Iguodala, who started the second half, fouled by Robertson. And you can see the body language from Golden State here at the start of the third quarter. Very positive, very different from what we saw in the first half.
Exactly, and that's affected the body language of this crowd who's now sitting down for the first time in this series. And no better feeling than putting the home crowd in their seats, having them be quiet and worried and not being able to inject their team with the energy that the home crowd usually does.
And foul on Robinson, his fourth. He fouled out the other night in Game 5.
Game's about to start.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. Our score is tied at 57. In response to Charles Barkley at halftime saying that Kevin Durant played an awful half and played hero ball, Billy Donovan disagreed. He said he's getting a lot of good looks. He's driving to the hole. He's playing under control. And the fact that he was 6 for 19, he has not allowed that to affect his defense. He is playing terrific defense. He says, I'm happy with the way he's played. He may make a few more shots, though, here in the second half. Mark.
Thank you, Craig. In all fairness, I don't think that Billy Donovan will lash out at Kevin Durant.
Now's not the time.
Not the correct time. Actually, any time, but particularly with the possibility of free agency looming.
And these are the moments that you don't want momentum of the other team to turn to pressure for the home team.
Westbrook fires it to the corner. They swing it. Here's Waiters. Rebounded by Westbrook.
He takes it from the taller 7-foot Adams.
So they get the new shot clock. 2.5 gone by here in the third. Waiters. Ibaka. Shot one in the first half. Here's Curry with the lead. Green ahead of the field, and he stuffs. Warriors up by 2.
This is the Golden State team we are accustomed to watching all season. If you miss or take a bad shot, it's going to be a quick 2 for them.
Here is Durant. And that's his first field goal this third quarter. But the shooting of Klay Thompson getting the Warriors back into it. Started out 1 of 4 from beyond that three-point line. He's hit 5 of his last 6. Curry 4-3. Ibaka with the long rebound. Westbrook on the drive. Westbrook with the follow.
This is what you do not want to see if you're Golden State. And that's Westbrook saying, okay, I'll take the initiative, I'll score. And using his offensive rebounding to make sure he gets that bucket.
Thompson. Thompson on the rebound and a foul. A rare 2-point shot attempted by Klay Thompson. Foul is called on Adams, his third.
When you go after a jump shooter, a lot of times coaches in the NBA want you to continue and take off the rebound and get to someone else. Great job by Green continuing to leak out, getting an easy 2.
Curry for Iguodala. Start of the second half. Here's Curry kicking it back. Curry for 3. Yes. Steph Curry with his third three-pointer. All 3 of his field goals have been from beyond that three-point line. It's 3 of 9. He has 12 points along with 8 rebounds and 7 assists.
Golden State, so impressive. They're being patient, calm, not being rattled, moving that ball around as Coach Kerr wants them to. Get an easy bucket.
Durant takes the handoff. Here's Durant with the run. Good shots taken by Durant here at the start of the third quarter. Durant switches off to Curry. That's been a problem for the Warriors. Iguodala kicks it back out. Here's Curry. Not able to hit. He was able to beat Durant off the dribble, but could not hit on the runner. Westbrook fires it up and draws the foul.
The ISO, look at the patience right here. The ball moves 2 more times and Curry continual movement. Beautiful release. You cannot foul.
They say higher education is outdated, irrelevant. But at Grand Canyon University, we shatter the status quo. GCU's online master's degree programs in technology combine hands-on projects with coursework to help you innovate across digital and physical environments.
At GCU, you can learn to use technology with faith, integrity, and purpose.
This is purpose-driven education. Take action. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
Trust can show up with a warm smile.
Morning, Devin. Hey, Nigel.
Or even colder than ice. With a complete end-to-end cold chain. One more reason, UPS is the most trusted shipping brand.
Staying aggressive.
Curry committing the foul on Westbrook, who is now 2 of 4 at the line. He's played well. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. And Westbrook with no turnovers to this point, which is pretty amazing when you consider how often he handles the ball.
And the better your teammates, the more free you can play. And Durant missed some easy buckets early, took a few too many quick shots, but he can rely on Westbrook to pick up the pace for him here in the second half.
Thunder by 3. 5 minutes gone by in the third. Game 6 of the Western Conference Final. Thompson unable to hit. Misfired from 3. Dennis Canner getting set to check back in. Adams spinning. In terms of the foul, Festus Ezeli, who has just checked in, coming on to Andrew Bogut, called for the foul. What a move.
What patience here in the post. The great footwork, but more importantly, the patience finishes strong.